I don't know why, but it's red, so it's telling me we are streaming live on a Saturday morning, 8:17 time, and today's date for the record is the 16th. So y'all, DK Harrell in the studio, live on the radio.
Yes.
There he is, Mr. DK Harrell himself, right here on the new Roo 102.3. Also, we're up online at kwxmfm.com. And as we're streaming live, as I point right there, that gentleman is Mr. DK Harrell. That's your camera, my friend. We are live. We are here to promote a bluesy Christmas, which is going to be coming up at the Strauss Playhouse on the 22nd. But first, since the last time I saw you, matter of fact, in these studios, you played for the Peach Fest, and then, oh, by the way, I don't know, you went to South America, you went to Lucerne, Switzerland, I think you went to Canada, you may have went to San Diego. Who's your travel agent?
Well, my travel agent is whoever wants me to come to their festival. But yes, you're correct. Actually, as you name everything off, is a little crazy because sometimes I forget. It's like Clint Eastwood and Dirty Harry. Sometimes I forget with all this excitement, you know.
All right, so let's back it up because the prophet, that verse is not welcome in his hometown, whatever that means. But you are from Ruston, and you are, and people like DK when I tell people, and I'm kind of introducing you to as many people as I possibly can. And have you heard of DK Harrell? No, who is he? Pretty good blues guitar. I think he's channeling B.B. King. Where's he from? Ruston. Ruston? Really? And oh yeah. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, from Ruston, Louisiana, born April 24th, 1998, right down the street at Lincoln General Hospital, which is, I think, now called Northern Louisiana Medical Center. But I prefer Lincoln General. Stayed in Ruston, I lived in Ruston for a very long time. I want to say that...
Wait a second, everything's relative. You're not even a quarter century old. That's not a very long time.
Well, that is a long time in my eyes because, I mean, time goes by fast.
Sure.
So
especially when you're jet setting around this plane of existence called the globe.
This is true.
All right, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, it's perfectly fine. We moved to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, like in 2007 for a little while, and then we came back home. So I've pretty much been in Ruston all my life, and recently I live in Spearsville, Louisiana. I think I moved there about a year ago, but it's only like 30 minutes up the road.
Sure. DK Harrell, our guest here on the new Roo 102, and by the way, you can get it online, kwxmfm.com. And the gig coming up is going to be at Strauss Theater, the 22nd, and it is a bluesy Christmas. Correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know where I got it, that I think it's a fundraiser and maybe a double fundraiser, one for the Strauss, one for the Washita River Blues Society, or correct me.
You know, I'll be honest with you, we never really discussed that.
Oh, really?
So
I'm raising funds for you.
I mean, it could be. It could be because we do have the Orbs logo on it as well as the Strauss Theater. So those ticket funds could be going to that as well because I know we did not do a deal where it's like the old school where the band gets the house or the door or whatever.
I got you.
Because for one, I don't operate like that. I'd rather people actually pay for the performance and the money goes to a good cause. So you actually could be right. You can know something that I don't know.
I'm just making it up, man. I don't know if it is. If it is, I know from what I know a little bit about you in our brief acquaintance. Yeah, you're a magnanimous man. You want to help out others. You started your own nonprofit called the Washita River Blues Society. And explain what that is, Orbs. I got the logo up there on the screen.
Yes, Orbs is a nonprofit organization or a blues society. It's one of the first sanctioned blues societies in North Louisiana that focuses on preserving the heritage and the culture of the blues and Northeast Louisiana. But hopefully in the near future, we cover all of North Louisiana, just like the New Orleans Blues Society covers all of southern part of Louisiana.
DK Harrell, our guest. Tickets are on sale right now. I guess you would get them at the Strauss Theater online, correct?
You can get them at the Strauss Theater online, and you better get them quick because from my knowledge, out of 198 seats, we only have 48 left.
48 left. Wow, this is a hot ticket item now for Christmas. D.K. Harrell, a bluesy Christmas, full orchestration, full band. Whether it be anybody else warming up, or who can warm you up?
Well, honestly, it's just the D.K. Harrell band. So
we're
going to go up there and knock it out.
The D.K. Harrell. Uh-oh, D.K., your camera is dropping, man. I want to get all these. There you are. Whoops! We ran you off the blue screen as we do the technical adjustments on the fly. All right, so that's good news. All right, back to Orbs, and then let's talk about your age. How did the blues get to you? I mean, you're 25 years old. Ruston High School. Yeah. Let's get real. The radio stations are formed. That's why they're called a format. And blues really ain't in there unless you're WWOZ or a public radio broadcast. How did it reach you?
Well, they reached me at a young age. My grandfather used to play a lot of blues records when I was just an infant. And, you know, music is a universal language. So when they thought I was a mute, I started talking through music, which first words was literally the B.B. King's "The Thrill Is Gone," and that's what the story has been ever since. And you can ask my mother; she's a witness to it because she was there.
I do not doubt it. And what I find ironic in, I don't know, etymological kind of a way. Here's B.B. King, notorious for "The Thrill Is Gone." I've yet to see you in a video playing on one of your sets, which lasts, oh, by the way, 2 hours plus, without a smile on your face. So you can't sing "The Thrill Is Gone" with all honesty. I'm kidding. You sure do play it with all sincerity.
Yeah, now I don't play it as much.
Oh, you don't?
Usually it's by request now, and it's not a ego thing or nothing like that. It's just there's so much music to learn and so much music to know. So if my band and I are doing a festival or a gig, you might have somebody go, "Hey, can you do "The Thrill Is Gone?" And I go, "Okay, fellas, it's going to be flat minor," and then next thing you know, or B minor, and we go into it. And I'm very pleased to do it because it actually happened in South America when we were out there. We were doing a gig, and we were in Argentina actually at the Bebop Jazz Club, packed out house, and this couple is sitting in the front, and he goes, "Can you do "Thrill Is Gone?" And I said, "Sure." And then like the young lady right next to that table was like, "Can you do Sweet 16?" I said, "Sure, I do Sweet 16."
Right.
Because I like pleasing the people.
Well, of course you do. And the thing is, in as much as you are an artist who does write his music, and by your own words of your own mouth, have a notebook that you kept since Ruston High School of all these songs. So, but you got to kind of lay your artist self aside for the people that are coming to hear you, because you nail B.B. King, and you're not a tribute band, but you're giving tribute. So how do you balance the artistic D.K. and his creativity within the confines? Well, maybe that's why you play 2 hours.
Well, I guess...
How do you do that?
The best way I do it is just, I take something I like to hear, or for example, you know, hearing BB's tone and how he plays, but I apply it to my personal life or what I want to hear and want to play. For example, if I do cover "The Thrill Is Gone," I don't play it note for note like the record. I play what I want to play.
Right.
And sometimes I sing it how I want to sing it. And then, of course, with my original material, I just kind of go sometimes, what would BB play on this? And then sometimes I go, well, just play around with it, that's the part of me. That's DK. So every time you see me doing something funny or silly on stage or bust out laughing, I've done something that DK is part of, not that BB is part of.
Well, if you want the DK Harrell experience, the DK Harrell band experience, I'm telling you where you want to be. You want to be actually at the Strauss Playhouse, a bluesy Christmas. Now, literally, a limited number of tickets available because I think there's, you said 195 in the house and 46 are left. That's moving pretty quick.
Oh, yeah. It's
real good, real good. And where the money goes, that's none of my business. We'll figure that out. We'll promote the Washita River Blues Society. Let's cut right now to your album, The Right Man, or your project, because you literally don't have the proverbial album, right? You got a CD, and it's up on Spotify. How many of these songs are all DK written?
All 11. All 11 are DK written.
So are you one of those guys that actually did their homework in high school and got it?
Honestly, I did the homework musically, but I never did my actual homework. My mother knows, my family knows. I'm not disappointed in it. I was like any other teenager. I got bored.
Right.
And I just said, you know what? I'm going to start writing songs.
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong, because from the heart of this young man, 25-year-old, he already is looking back to give back. It's a heritage, it's a legacy of the blues for all. What stirred that up in you, and what have you found in, how long have you been doing this Ouachita River Blues Society, or trying to instill the blues appreciation in younger generations? How you find it's being received?
Well, I think it's being received very well. What's very funny about that is that we launched Orbs publicly in March of this year, and so far, I met a lot of beautiful people like Mr. Scott Frick, who has a studio in the West Monroe area, and it led me to meeting Mr. Adam Harper. And Adam Harper works with Great Mind Connections, and they were informing him that they're trying to do a blues commercial for Jim Taylor Buick.
Right.
And so he recommended me to him, and leading to young people, a lot of the same people that I went to Ruston High School with have seen it, and they've been like messaging me and calling me going, man, I just saw you on TV. And so,
yeah, what are you doing on TV?
Yeah, what are you doing on TV?
Oh, I just happened to be back because I was in Argentina, I was in Brazil, I was in, you've been what, where? Oh, and let's dial it back here, just one more, back to this project, the D.K. Harrell, The Right Man. That was produced in San Diego, am I right?
I think it's is it San Diego?
Or somewhere in South
it's either I think it's
California.
San Jose.
Do you know the way to San Jose?
I think it's San Jose.
So anyway, that was a grant project that you didn't even apply for, right?
Correct.
And what were you thinking flying out like, hey Mom, I'm gonna get some of my songs recorded, and then you pull into the studio and you're like, oh my gosh, this is the Wrecking Crew.
Yeah.
This is the A-Team.
Correct.
That's gonna. So brag about who backed you up on your first project.
Man, I walked through the door. The first person that I see is Kid Anderson, who's a wonderful Norwegian-American blues guitarist, and he's a pretty decent singer, but he's a multi-instrumentalist. But then to my right was the great Jerry Jamat. And if you're a real bass player and you do your history and your research and everything, Jerry Jamat was the bass player on Aretha Franklin's Say a Little Prayer for You. He's been on King Curtis records, the Allman Brothers records, Freddie King's records, early stuff. But most important and most notably, he's been on B.B. King's The Thrill Is Gone.
Wow.
The Completely Well album is all of Jerry Jamat's bass playing.
All right, so 25 from Lincoln Parish, Louisiana, and you walk into San Jose just to see this lineup.
And
what goes through you?
You know, when Jim Pugh of Little Village Foundation, who's also been the keyboardist for Robert Cray for like 13 years.
Oh, Robert Cray.
And he's played with Coco Taylor and Otis Rush and everybody else. When he told me that he would get all these people on this record, I was like, lies, all lies.
And you haven't heard any lies in the music industry before, huh?
Well, I have.
I know you have.
I thought this one was really pulling my leg because, like you said, this was an A-Team.
Right.
And then next thing you know, of course, a longtime friend that I met in 2019, Tony Coleman, who was B.B. King's drummer for 35 years, was on drums. And then we had Tower of Power do the horns. we had Doc Cuppa do the horns, and I was just like, Jim, this is an expensive record. How much do I owe you guys? He was like, you don't owe us nothing. We believe in you.
I know you understand the term, highly favored. You do realize you're walking in that, and that's one thing I'm taking away from you personally. It's an easy humbling, and you got to, or else that beast will eat you up. Are you experiencing that already?
Yes, I thank God every day for it. I can't lie to people and say that the business is not stressful or overwhelming at times, but it's best to take it one day at a time. I have a great team behind me, and I think it's best to have a great team both when it comes to the music and the music business. Right. So even though I may stress a little bit here and there, it's been a beautiful ride, and I don't mind continuing to ride the wave.
Oh, I bet you don't. And the beauty of it is too, and I love Ruston, North Central Louisiana, being from New York and from New Jersey, this is a great place to get away from, but it's a great place to get back to. So as you're heading out, wherever you're heading out to, Spearsville, Louisiana, it's a great place to get away from, but it's a great place to get back to.
It is. It really is.
All right, so let's run around the block one more time, because I know you have other things today. The Bluesy Christmas with D.K. Harrell. The D.K. Harrell Band, by the way, is going to be on the 22nd. Let's pop it on up there. It's going to be at the Strauss Theater, and you're going to find out more information about the Washita River Blues Society, 7 o'clock, December 22nd. What else do you have like locally? Because let's get real. I mean, you're just being kind of found out about here on the locals. Oh, you're reaching for your phone to figure out where you're going next.
No,
you have anything booked, or what's next on your calendar?
Well, actually, tomorrow I have to go to Baton Rouge for the Baton Rouge Blues Society Christmas party. They want me to headline that.
You need a driver?
Maybe. And then next week, of course, is the Strauss Theater.
Right.
And then I believe the week after that, on the 29th, we have a show, a surprise show at the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff at their Business Development Center.
All right.
And then after that, sadly, next year, we actually have probably too many dates, ranging from Florida all the way to Curacao, which is... Yeah.
You need a baggage handler?
I do.
Okay.
And then we have a load of European dates for next year. I mean, I'm not going to be in Louisiana pretty much from March all the way till about September.
I'm throwing this out there. You know I'm the director of the Lincoln Parish Museum. And this idea, and I'm not saying I created it, but it came to me and my friend Christopher last night as we're sitting there. I want to do something with you at the museum. Not sure what I'm saying, but it would be a blueseum.
Yes, I'm for it.
Not a museum, a blues-seum. Okay. So whatever that's going to look like in
a blues clinic, where I talk about the blues.
Oh, you want to do. I mean, we'll talk about it. My battery's running low. I'm surprised I don't have this. Hopefully we captured this, DK. I know we did. It all looks good because the man has gone through some of the best interviews of his life with me that nobody ever heard, right?
Yes.
Okay, hopefully we got this one. All right, his name's DK Harrell. The date, you want to go get the tickets for A Bluesy Christmas with DK, December 22nd, 46 tickets, maybe 49, not sure what you said's left. Probably now 33 are left.
You never know.
All right, so we're going to close out of here, and we're going to play. You know, by the way, I have at least 4 of your songs loaded, maybe 5, and you're probably going to say, Rick, why didn't you load them all? Give me time, man.
I'm not rushing.
Give me time.
This is your show, Rick.
But the right man. It is the title of the project, and we're going to hear it right now. So give us the backstory on this.
Oh, man, I wrote this song at 16 years old at Ruston High. I was dating a young lady who lived in Minden, Louisiana at the time, and things went south. When you hear me saying the song that I glanced at your phone and another man was texting you, that's very true. And all I was doing was putting the Wi-Fi password in, and this guy sent a text asking when he could come over. And I was like, hey, we should talk about this. And she got really mad, and I said, you know what? You're going to cry. You're going to cry. You're going to have your head in your hands, and you're going to be asking yourself, why did you wrong the right man? Because I was good to you.
Well, let's hold that thought and do a little counseling, if you will, ministering, because everybody has had their heart broken, and how you choose to act from that point forward.
Yes.
And some would say react. The same thing, you're taking actions. How did you channel that into a positive direction? Am I right? I mean, explain that.
Well, music, back in the old days, they used to say blues was the only music that allowed the man to cry. Mm-hmm. So I kind of took heed to that and said, you know what, I have to let out my emotions and my anger and frustration some type of way. And I'm not going to lie, it's the best feeling in the world when you can put it in a song. And next thing you know, people like Robert Cray are going, that's a pretty hip song. So it means that and you're doing something right.
All due respect to Ms. Whomever from Minden, does she know about this song?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she does?
Yeah, and Honey Ain't So Sweet that's on the record.
Uh-huh.
Honey knows about this.
Oh, Honey does know about it. All right.
Honey lives in Monroe.
We're going to save that for a future episode, all right? So let's enjoy the song here. His name's DK Harrell. You want to follow him on Facebook. You got Instagram. You got a website going as well.
Yes, sir. DKBlues.com.
DKBlues.com. You want to catch the show. And, my friend, I appreciate whatever we've developed here in the last 6 months, and I wish you nothing but the best.
Oh, no, thank you for having me.
You're most welcome. DK Harrell. Here he is now on the new Rue 102.3. We're up online as well. That is KWXX.